have radio playing a trash song over and over and over and over, and that counts to Billboard, that means that counts. It makes one song look like it's a hit when it may not be a hit. It's just that it's getting played on radio.
Actually, that's a great topic right here. Is there still a such thing as a hit? Or is a hit as important as it once was?
I mean,
and how do we identify it today? Is it by BDS? Is it by radio streams? Is it by streaming streams? I don't know.
Here's my thing. One of the best ways I can explain this is that my last album didn't, except for Chun-Li, didn't have a big radio single, yet it's a platinum selling album. That means people, whether or not y'all, whatever, all the shit y'all said and talked about, they went and played this album over and over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Which is more than I can say for people who dropped albums that were getting so much play on radio and album probably ain't even gold. Mm. So, to me, yes, a hit is a hit when everything is combined, meaning radio and streams and all those, and video streams are up. However, it also goes to show that even when radio doesn't play a song, if you're able to still promote yourself enough, the people will still go and listen. It's just sad, though, that you have to do a lot more work. If radio is not going to play it, then you have to do so much more work to even get your stuff out there, because they know they're playing the game. Just like these streaming services know how to play the game, how to make artists kiss their ass and suck their dicks. That's what radio do. Yeah. They try to do these things to make, and until artists, I'm gonna start that rumor. You know I'm about to.
I mean, I'm here to embrace it. Is it a rumor? I'm gonna retweet it. I don't take a fact at this point. He did have a lot of brooms in his kitchen when I.
With that too, like with how he acts, and like, it's just weird. But here's the thing. This is what I want to say. This is what I meant to say on Queen Radio today.
Before you start cursing me, I'm telling him to come out.
When does the show come out?
Wednesday.
Okay, this is what I want to say. I would feel so fucking crazy if I had number ones and Grammys and ain't on nobody top 50 list.
Let me listen to that again. That's a bar somewhere. If I had number ones and Grammys and what? You don't, but you were on the top 50 list.
No, hold on. I'm not talking about myself.
Oh.
And I'm a
shot. Wait, let me do the math.
No. And hold on.
Let me shut up.
And hold on. Let me say this. And let me say this. Our whole we just sat here and spoke for an hour, and also I've seen stuff on the internet about this top 50 thing. Have not once seen anyone say, "Well, does he have a Grammy?" Yet the Grammys have brainwashed us into thinking for years that the Grammys are about what? Talent.
Right. Well,
so I'll leave that on that note. I'm not going to answer any more questions about it. I'll leave on that note.
Okay, so everyone has been discussing the interview that took place at Queen Radio between Nicki Minaj and Joe Budden. Pretty much what I took from that interview was that Nicki Minaj was very upset because they started discussing the motorsport video and the song and how that transpired. And pretty much she was just pointing out and letting Joe Budden know that he was one of the first people who has a major platform that was just saying that she was lying about everything that had happened and how the song had occurred. So she brought that up to him and, confronted him about the situation. So instead of Joe owning up to saying that he said something, he was pretty much trying to deny it or talk over her, because she even brought up clips from the interview that he did. And like her whole point was that he is a major influencer, and he was pretty much saying that she was a liar and just jumping on the Nicki hate train, and pretty much kept this thing going, and everyone was talking about it. And so when it got to a point where they both were just butting heads and he wasn't listening and he wasn't admitting, or he didn't even want to apologize to her, so then she started screaming and like cut his mic or whatever, and he left out of her interview. So that's what I took from it. I didn't take that. Both of them handled it immaturely. I feel like both of them could have handled it a little better. But I kind of understand where she's coming from. If she's saying that I'm not lying and someone else is still not believing what I'm saying, then yeah, I probably would have reacted in a negative manner as well. But both of them could have handled the situation way differently than they did. Fast forward, they actually ended up making up. Joe Budden posted something on his Instagram saying that he was so happy that she came to his podcast after her interview to just clear up some things and talk about things that happens in the industry and how certain things transpire with the radio stations and just how things are these days with the music. So on Joe Budden's podcast, they seem to have a more mature discussion. They talk about a lot of things. And one of the discussions was Nicki stated that she would hate to have number ones and Grammys and not be listed on no one's top 50 list. She also stated she was also speaking on radio plays and how sometimes they show favoritism and how just because a song isn't being played on the radio does not mean that it's not still selling as well as the song that's being played on the radio. And I think she pretty much was saying that just because you get a Grammy, it really doesn't mean that you have talent, because the Grammys have pretty much tricked people into thinking that they give people Grammys who have talent, and that's clearly not the case. And I feel like this is where Cardi felt like she needed to defend herself, because she always hears that people always say she don't have talent. Of course, she doesn't write her own music. People write her music for her, and that she's not a writer. She's pretty much just being fed everything, and that's how she's got her fame. That's how she's been doing so good, so well. So she posted statistics worldwide showing that she's pretty much still, her Invasion of Privacy album is still selling records. And I just feel like I don't understand why she felt the need to respond, because Nicki did not specifically say, oh, Cardi, you haven't sold records. Granted, they do have beef with each other, so I can see how she may have felt like, oh, this bitch is coming for me. But at the end of the day, she did not say your name specifically. I feel like Nicki was speaking on this generation's music in general, and how artists are able to come up and how they're able to make millions and millions of dollars off of social media, and pretty much not really having any talent. I feel like because a lot of people always says that about Cardi, she feels as though that statement was applied to her. It was for her, but not necessarily. Nicki did not say specifically Cardi. I feel like she was talking about this era, this current music wave, and how everything is going, and how pretty much people are able to come up and not really know how to rap or not really have any real talent, which is true in my opinion. But I feel like she should have been mad about a few other things that was said, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. She chose to display her records that are sold. That's why I don't feel like it was applied to. That's why I feel like it wasn't applied to her, because we all know that she sells records and that she has number ones, and I'm pretty sure Nicki knows that as well. So maybe what she was saying about the getting radio play, and that a lot of radios play songs that are trash, because in my opinion that press song was definitely trash and it's always on the radio. But I mean, you listen to people, the radio plays what the people want to hear too. So I guess if she's popular, she has the most popularity at this given moment, that's what the radio is going to play. But that does not necessarily mean that she's selling more records than Nicki Minaj. But I still feel as though there is still a Nicki hate train going on. People don't like her. People don't like that she voices her opinions. People think that she's problematic and that she's a bitch, which she probably is. She's a Sagittarius. But I still don't think that a lot of things that has transpired and that's happened is how people disrespect her, don't show her any type of respect. I feel as though I would be mad too if I was her. But at the end of the day, people always try to say how she don't put other rappers on, and that's not the case at all. She's always uplifted other women. She's always talked about other rappers in the industry. She's had her beefs, and so has so many other people. But they just, at this moment, it's like, okay, they're trying to be like, push her out because they're like, all right, you're getting too old. Now it's time for the new age rappers. And yeah, she was like, I'm not having that. So that's just my take on this whole situation. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you all think about the situation. If Cardi should have responded or if Nicki was coming for her. Let me know what y'all think.